You guys getting some doors down there in Florida and kind of get some guys from the state?
Things are going real well. I think our assistant coaches are doing a great job. I think the recognition of Lamar and being from there has helped us. Our greatest challenge is to get those guys on campus in the spring and summer, and so they can see what we have. And the guys have been able to get up here and see what our facilities are like and what the city of Louisville is like. We have as great a chance of getting them as anybody.
How long does it take for Lamar's name to kind of come up in those conversations when you're down there?
No, not very long at all. Yeah, everybody knows who he is.
Have you seen that it started to take help in recruiting?
Yeah, I mean, it actually started like during the season last year. During the football season, guys answering their phone that didn't answer before, or guys calling us, or it's one of those things where the style of play that we play and the way he excelled and the way the team played, I think it really helped our recruiting.
A lot of young quarterbacks have won the Heisman in recent years, but it's supposed to be the toughest position to play, and football's more sophisticated. How do you explain that?
It's a tough position to play. There's no question about that. What defenses do and the pre-snap, post-snap reads that you have to be able to handle. It is no question a difficult position. I think what helps guys now is they start throwing the ball at a younger age. They're used to doing it. They start earlier, whereas I'm going to call them the old days, even though I don't feel that old. In the old days, you go to a Pop Warner game and they'd be running the T offense and handing the ball off mostly. So now they're spreading it out and quarterbacks are throwing the ball, and that's helped us all be able to, one, evaluate them better, and two, just keep going on their development.
To watch a guy transition over the course of the years through the three positions like that, how different has that been for you kind of coach a guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, Reggie is real close to my heart because he is the ultimate team player. There's no question about that. He'll do anything he can possibly do to help us win. He's been really special this summer in his leadership. He's really taken over as far as the leadership role goes on the offensive side, but the entire team. Everybody on our team respects him, loves him, because he is such a team player. He did a great job coming in as a true freshman quarterback, had some big wins for us. Always cherished his win against Notre Dame because that was fun. And my dad was always a Notre Dame fan, so I had to grow up with it. So it was, good job, Reggie. And then, to be able to excel and do the different things we did with him his sophomore year after Lamar started playing quarterback. And then last year, we thought maybe if we played him full-time at receiver, that would be beneficial to him and the team. But I think he needs to touch the ball more than that. I don't think, I remember the Virginia game, he has 2 big touchdown catches and 3 other catches, and it's a good game, but that's still only 5 touches. So he needs to get more touches than that. And, so we decided let's get him back in the backfield. We can still utilize him as a receiver, either coming out of the backfield or lining up, shifting and moving. I think it'll give us a type of offense that will be harder to defend.
Bobby, the commissioner was saying this morning that last year might have been the best year the ACC has ever had. I'm wondering, from your perspective as a coach, what were the factors that made it so good?
Yeah, those are always hard questions for me because, I don't see half of the ACC.
Sure.
We focus on our division and
what made your division so good?
And, they're very, very talented players. I think everybody's doing a really good job of recruiting. I think the success that Florida State had a few years back and other teams have had has helped everybody in the recruiting process, and they're being coached really well. So every game's competitive, and Clemson wins a national championship, and we feel like we were right there a couple yards from beating them, and North Carolina State feels like they were right there to beat them, and so it's just a real competitive conference. And it shows on the field.
How far has it come in the last few years since you've been there as a league? And do you think it's the best league in the country yet?
Yeah, I'm not good on the best this and the biggest this or the hardest that, but it's a darn good conference. There's no question about that.
On the note of not seeing half the conference, some of your colleagues have been outspoken about wanting to change the divisional structure. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I don't like it where we don't see some of the teams, particularly like some of the areas we recruit really hard. It would be great to play them again, and I know that some of the coaches that have been in the conference longer than me, when we're in the head coaches meetings, have said that they'll recruit a player and he'll never get to play against one of the teams in the ACC. So it'd be nice if we had a way to do it and rotate it more. But I'm not really sure that's going to happen. As long as we want to keep the 8 games, which I would like to do, then you're not 5 on the road and 4 at home one year. Because I'm not sure that's fair. So I'm not sure there's a solution for it.
Bobby, is Lamar, not that he needs to, but has he added anything to his game since last year?
Yeah, no question. Come and watch him.
Jared says he's
Come
bigger.
to Purdue. He's up to 208 pounds today. And he's doing a really nice job of being disciplined on what he eats and working out hard. I think it was important for him to, that gradual development. Normally when you bring an athlete in that's mature like he is, they're going to get somewhere between 4 to 6 pounds a year, continue to make sure they're at the right body fat, percent of body fat, which he hardly has any, and be the fastest, biggest, strongest kid you can have.
How do you expect him to handle the whole spotlight being on him, living up to the Heisman and doing an encore kind of thing?
I think Lamar just wants to play football with his teammates, and he's a great competitor. We're not happy with the way the season finished. He's certainly not happy with the way the season finished. So I think he'll come out motivated more than ever and spend the time that we need to prepare so he can go out and excel.